Back Clint Greenshields for the Catalan Dragons. He really is in fine form, but it's in the forwards in the opening 10 minutes that you've got to watch out for. Who's going to hold the superiority?
Pat Richards with the kick-off, Thomas Bosk underneath it. First challenge of the match. It should be a little bit tasty, this. The Catalan Dragons have arrived here. They fancy their chances. Wigan with the opportunity to get their playoff campaign up and running with a home victory. Whoever wins here today will survive, but the winners, such an important bonus, they will get next week off. And if it happens to be the Wigan Warriors who win, as league leaders, they would then get the club call for who to play the week after next in the match that will decide whether they get to Old Trafford or not. This is Scott Durow, and he turns the ball back in field to Greenshields. That's good defence.
Yeah, they moved right together. And that's what they need, Eddie, is the fact they've got to get that defence pretty solid, because you've already mentioned the fact that they both have a second chance. Now, if one side can start scoring maybe 2 tries, 3 tries early in the opening 20 minutes, at the back of the mind of the opposition that's down by so many points, they might start thinking, well, we've got next week to try to correct it.
This big Catalan pack goes hunting, and they eventually get Harrison Hansen to ground. He plonks the ball on the deck and plays it then to O'Loughlin. He now is Luaki. Luaki struggling to get Wigan to the halfway line. O'Loughlin's pointing down the right side, so he'll come left, bound to, and does. Finds Lulawai. Lulawai then gives it to Finch. On it goes to Tompkins. Quick hands then to Carmont, and Carmont brushes away from one, Thomas Bosk, but can't get away from the old man of the party, that's Steve Menzies. Finch, ball in midfield to Liam Farrell, who takes it forward.
Got to sort that out. You can see the big centre, Vincent Dupont, coming out of the defensive line. That's a neat kick under great pressure there from the fullback Tompkins. That's good tactics. Apply pressure early.
Very well watched by Ian Henderson, who tied it up at the back for the Catalan Dragons. This is Daryl Millard. It's Clint Greenshields who came across.
Need a little chip that, and that's what they need as well. As you say, Eddie, this is going to be a fiery competition, because the forwards know they've got to lay down that platform.
There's Henderson at dummy half. Mossop is entangled with Damien Blanche. Henderson has a little scamp away from dummy half, the Scottish international. He won the 2005 grand final with the Bradford Bulls against Leeds, did Henderson, who's just played the ball there to Durow. That was Battieri, and he got the pass away to Lapini Pea. Ian Henderson, who was also named in the England training squad, but wasn't picked for the Exiles, and he hasn't been added to the party for the autumn internationals. Down that left-hand touchline they come, ball played in midfield with the boot, and Tompkins picks it up, and then he goes into the tackle, and he's the ham in a jambon sandwich there.
Satamata Sarr cleaned him out, legally of course. Bit of a swinging arm there, but a little bit too excited. Not surprising in a pressure game like this.
First penalty of the match.
Yeah, it's Louis Anderson
with the swinging arm.
Not the best, was it? Louis Anderson got involved as well, went over the shoulder. Spotted by the official Silverwood.
Well, the Dragons haven't been obsessed, have they, with just clearing the half and kicking long. They've passed it, they've played different moves. But this is a test now, because Wigan's signature play, and the one that undid them when they last met, was when Brett Finch and his team came to this left-hand side of the field and unlocked the defence. Have the Dragons learned how to cope with it?
Here is Brett Finch. He comes up the middle, actually, and Battieri was first to him. Henderson coming in for good measure as well. The referee calls the tackle held, with Finch on his feet. Gets away from Battieri, plays the ball. Quick hands again by Wigan. It's Tompkins. Gets up, plays it to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin then down the short side, and with Daryl Goulding.
This is where the link has to come. Miss a man out.
Referee holding up the play because there was a second football on the pitch then for some reason or another. It's now been cleared. So here is Tompkins once again. Tompkins trying to dance his way through that defensive line with those luminous boots. That could have been a penalty. Richard Silverwood says get on with it and play the ball, which he does. Here's Finch again. Finch with the bullet pass to Carmont, and Carmont is in for the first Wigan try. George Carmont in the dream team again. 18th try of 2012, yet he has confirmed his retirement at the end of the campaign, George Carmont. He will return home. Tries in both previous playoff matches against the Catalan Dragons for the Wigan Warriors, and he makes it 3 now. 3 in a row tries at this level against the Dragons.
All came about by the silly penalty. Lazy left arm by Louis Anderson. Got him into a good position. Watch the long ball. The combination, and then Finch. Beautiful. 2 dummy runners. Back on the inside. Blanche took the dummy, did the right thing, stayed out. Trouble is they didn't squeeze on that sliding defence. You've got to make sure with this fella around, George Carmont. But the combination, as we expected, between Finch and Luluai, and the final pass from Brett Finch, missed out 3 defenders, 2 dummy runners, and it surely would be pleasing Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, not to impress Trent Robinson. He knows that he should have been man on man. Blanche stayed out, but they couldn't fill in quick enough.
Richards then lines up this first conversion attempt. Difficult one, but during the time he was out, we said that this is one of the most potent weapons he has, able to kick conversions like this, and he proves me right. And the Wigan Warriors lead by 6 points to 0.
Eddie, Wigan are the best side in Super League at converting chances close to play the ball, opposition try line into tries. When they get close to the opposition line, as they are on this play the ball, they're more often than not come away with 4 points, exactly as they've done here. And for that reason, the Dragons need to restrict the amount of time Wigan have close to the Dragons line. They clearly haven't done it in the first 5 minutes. And any more opportunities they're given down at that end of the field could result in more tries.
And what they're very good at, Phil, the Wigan Warriors, are providing themselves with opportunities, because that was actually a last play option. You watch Pat Richards, he came right across the sideline. It was going to be a 2-pass kick, but because the vision that people like Luluai and Finch have are able to run it, the Catalan Dragons sat back expecting the kick. Damien Blanche had to sit right back in the corner to protect Richards, and it was such a well-worked try. They're very, very good indeed. The other myth that's been expelled here so far is that Sean O'Loughlin is playing a key role at 9.
That was a heck of a hit on Harrison Hansen that brought out the possession for the Catalan Dragons. Here they are now on the front foot. Henderson gets it to Duro. Duro then to Setimata Sarr. He is 25 years of age today, by the way. Setimata Sarr, the 4-time New Zealand international. He plays the ball, and it's now with Duro. Duro then finds Thomas Bosk. Here is Greenshields linking in. And Duport has put the ball to ground. No, he hasn't. It was reefed away. I think the referee first of all wiped the tackle count clear. I think it was 1-on-1.
On the floor.
And I think that he has just explained to Scott Giroux there that the Catalan man lost the ball on the floor. There's the reef away by Finch, nothing wrong with that. And there's the knock on the floor by Greenshield.
Well spotted there by Richard Silverwood. Let's hope he got assistance from the touch judge. It was definite there that Brett Finch, he did release the ball 1-on-1, but it did go backwards.
Great start for Wigan here. They lead 6-0. Remember, they lost their opening playoff matches in the last 2 years. Last year against the Saints and the year before against the Leeds Rhinos. But they are leading here against the Catalan Dragons by 6 points to 0. We have 8 minutes on the watch. And Thomas Bosk trying to slow the ball down by Harrison Hansen. Here is Luaki now taking the ball forward to the 40-metre line.
Well, I'm sure that Wigan coach Sean Wayne is fully aware of the problems that they have on the defensive right-hand side on the Catalan outfit. Vincent Duport is coming out of the line in defence, and that's the reason why they're coming down this way.
Great ball from Finch to Farrell. He's got 2 on the outside of him. One of them's Carmont. Second try for George Carmont. Very well worked try by the Wigan Warriors. Beautiful, quick feet, good hands. Farrell through the gap, Finch with the provide, and Carmont with the try. Second try inside the space about 3 or 4 minutes for the Wigan Warriors. And George Carmont, the man who came up with the goods. The Samoan, 19 tries for the season now. He's one of the men that Wigan are going to miss in 2013. There's no doubt about that.
Well, we said there was going to be a problem there. You see Finch. Oh, maybe that was a knock on, and you see it in slow motion. I thought it had gone backwards. And Greenshields did knock on. But look at this, Farrell straight through on the run. And again, they're catching out. this right edge on that defensive line from Catalan, it's obvious that Wigan have worked hard and watching the films and saying this is the difference. We'll go to it. You see Menzies say you go out, but there's nothing going to stop this fella George Carmont. Second try of the game so far. He's running hot. He'll be looking for the hat-trick, that's for sure. Trent Robinson, the Catalan coach, he'll be looking somehow to block someone on this right edge.
Well, it's familiar territory this for Pat Richards. He kicked the first one from around about exactly the same mark. 4 degrees angle to aim at, 41 metres to kick it. But one of the best in the business, Pat Richards. And this is the reason why. No, it isn't. He's missed. 10-0 though, Wigan.
Well, Eddie, if you're going to jump the line, you've got to make sure that you create a poor decision by the attacking player. Scott Giroux actually jumped out of the line there. He made it easy for Brett Finch. What you want to do is bring your line forward as a straight line and keep that nice and solid, and then you make the ball player have to make a decision. The decision was made very simple for him then.
Yeah, it's not good defence, and Trent Robinson, the Dragons coach, is fully aware of that. And on both those tries, that man, standoff, number 6, Brett Finch, heavily involved, creating the little short pass to get Faddle through the gap, the rest by Carmont.
Well, I think he managed to get the benefit of the doubt there, Brett Finch. His second touch made sure the ball went backwards, Brett Finch. So Carmont from dummy half finds Luaki. Wigan will know that winning the League Leaders' Shield counted for very little for Warrington 12 months ago, but of the 14 previous grand finals, 8 winners of the Shield,
that was forward,
and winners of the grand final did so from the top of the pile.
Sorry to butt in there, Eddie, but not the best there by Thomas Lulawai, just a little bit excited. You can see that this Catalan defence is on the sliding mode at the moment. I reckon Trent Robinson would be far better to just say to him, look, just stay opposite your man. Man-on-man marking, instead of this sliding defence, which, as I say, on 2 occasions already, they've been caught out.
Ian Henderson from dummy half gives it to Lapini Peya. His right knee, as you see there, is really, really heavily strapped. He has missed the last 4 matches. This is Greenshields. He's got Duport for support, but Finch, the ball was dropped by Greenshields again, and Wigan have it back in the shape of Richards.
They can't afford to keep coming up with these errors. You've got to control it. And
it was a loose carry, nothing else.
Yeah, and Carmont quick to pick it up. They're in all sorts of difficulties, I'm afraid, of the visitors. And as I mentioned, Eddie, before the kick-off, that if Wigan start pulling away, mentally the opposition, the French outfit, might say, well, oh well, we've got another chance next week. And it may make it easy for the home side.
Well, the fact that they have another match to play, of course, next week, they get a second bite of the cherry, might have some influence on that sort of thinking. Let's go down to Bill, early news.
Eddie, Catalan be disappointed with their start so far. They came out really fired up. They arrived here really fired up as well. And one of the things that fired them up was a giant poster that was unveiled in the dressing room by assistant coach Jérôme Guisset with the words "Enter into history" on it. And it's been compiled by Guisset and the club's media manager Yannick Ray. It's got 800 pictures of Catalan players down the years, and it really is a rallying call for this Dragons side. They're getting a penalty now, but they've yet to fire so far this evening.
No, and they have a penalty here for a ball steal, so they're on halfway as they begin this set of 6. There is Jason Battieri.
To get back in the game, they need to find some aggression, haven't they? When they've carried the ball, they haven't made any dents in Wigan's defence. It's been quite the opposite here now. Look, as he hits the defenders, he's lost possession again, it's gone backwards. But they're not winning any of those physical battles.
They're not holding on to the football. That's a simple, basic problem that they're going through.
Is Vincent Duport again?
Wigan defence, completely opposite of what we say about the Catalan defence, is that they're man-on-man. They're not bothering with the sliding. Just throw everything at us. We'll have somebody there. A bit high shot.
I think it was Mossop who caught his opposite number, Remy Casti, a little bit high.
Didn't look too bad on this angle. I thought he hit him right and squared across the shoulder.
Don't move forward.
May have looked even worse, but on the slow motion, I think looking to get away with the Catalan side. They won't mind. They need it. They need a try. They need something to lift their spirits so they can settle down.
Can Giroud and Peya, can they provide it? Route one for Peya, right up the middle. Henderson weighing the options up on the right-hand side and will come this way to Battieri, who then gets it to Thomas Bosch. He takes on Jack Hughes. And Henderson waits, dummy half, finds Durow. Durow goes to the line, gives it to Menzies. Menzies, then it goes wide to Anderson. And the Wigan defence muscles up and brings Louis down. 4 playoff appearances with Warrington in his time as well for Louis Anderson. Here is Battieri now, and Duport again. Duport goes through the gap, makes it through on hands and knees. Vincent Duport.
They've got to utilise dummy runners of Catalan. They're not doing that yet.
This is Green Shields. Hat-tricks in his last 2 matches, looking for the first try here for the Dragons. Here's a penalty on the last tackle. They wouldn't let him get up onto his feet and play the ball. It's the 3rd in a row for the Catalan Dragons.
They took a gamble there. George Carmont thought his chance to get the defence lined up. Didn't get away with it.
So an opportunity here, golden opportunity. Hughes is the man with the tackle. The runner came in was Remy Casti. This is Henderson. Now Durow, not the best pass off his fingertips and backwards. Just lost a little bit of momentum there. And what's more, Scott Durow came in and almost cleaned Green Shields out. This is Battieri. Now it's with Menzies. Menzies on. It goes back to Battieri again. He escapes 1, he escapes 2.
Quick play the ball's what's needed now. But again, Catalan refusing to utilise dummy runners, and that's what they need. They're not going to confuse this Wigan defence unless they do it.
Durow, short ball. Peya is brought down. Good hit that was by Sean O'Loughlin. There is Henderson again. Now it's with Durow. He'll float it up high looking for Damien Blanche, but Richards is one of the best in the air.
Cool, calm and collected as he did. Not a bad kick either, but he's such a tall person.
Well, Eddie, I can't tell you whether or not we're going to go on and win this match, but what I can tell you is what we've just witnessed there is things that wins you matches. When you can defend your line for 3 or 4 sets of 6 and shut a team out and make them play lateral and not come up with too many plays when they've had so many opportunities, and that is a great sign. As I said, there's plenty of time left on the clock, but that will give Wigan so much confidence defensively.
Great run there from Lee Mossop as well, getting Wigan almost to the halfway line, but it's on the last here. So the kick from Lulawai, he slides it underneath the attack almost, underneath the defence rather almost, and it's picked up then off the ground by Damien Blanche. 10-0 to the Wigan Warriors, beaten here last Friday by St Helens. Michael McAlorum sent off. He misses the playoff campaign. Wigan have lost 2 of their last 4. But they look as though they mean business as we reach the business end of the season, don't they?
Well, the defence is solid. As I said, none of this slide in. And a man, it's solid as well. Oh, good offload. Can they turn anything? It went backwards. Crowd don't like it, but he's got it spot on. That's better.
And there is space here for Duport to attack. He's got Blanche in support out. That was hit. That was hit by a Wigan hand. It's need forward by Bosk. And it's tapped over the dead ball line by Josh Charnley. The crowd are booing, but the referee read that right.
Yeah, whether it was going forward or not, it's hard to tell because surprisingly, they made the break, Vincent Duport, and then he never looked. What's this? You've got a winger. Never even looked at him. Off the knee. Charlie to the rescue.
You know, Catalan, Eddie, they've only scored 4 tries against Wigan this season. 3 of them have been long-range efforts. They can score from deep as they often here tried here, didn't they? With inside their own half, they've kept the ball alive. They're probably more dangerous when they're farther out than the line. It's quite opposite to what happens with most tries in this game.
You have to say, if that ball had come out this side to Damien Blanche from Vincent Duport, the Catalan Dragons might well be on the board now. As it is, they have to defend this run from just inside the Dragons' own half of the field that is being led by Casti. He takes it forward.
You've got to have vision in this game, Eddie, and I'm afraid Duport, when he went through that huge gap, Nobody even look for his winger at all. They're all at sea. They're not settling down yet.
Here goes Gregory Muniz. He takes it up the middle. All these matches live with us this weekend from the first weekend of the playoffs, all four. It's Thomas Bosk, and there's a hole opened up for Bosk, but it was quickly closed. That was good defence by young Jack Hughes. Sean Wayne said he had great confidence in Hughes, even though it was a bitter blow to lose Gareth Hogg. Here's Muniz again. Lateral running from Muniz, then he brings the player back on his inside. It is Setemata Sarr.
Good work there by Hansen.
And Duro will go the aerial route again. And Brett Finch, it was easy that, right behind his own try line, diffuses the situation. And Tompkins can get a quick tap away here, which he does.
That was a poor kick by Scott Duro. He didn't get enough height. Never gave his chargers any chance of running onto that and applying the pressure. It was easily diffused by Finch. And then again, quick thinking. Wigan are really up in the tempo. They're thinking quicker. The defence is solid.
Go third.
You'd have to agree that they fully deserve to be 10 points in front.
Just look how they've got Eddie from that tap 20 into the opponent's half. 4 simple but aggressive and well-timed carries. In fact, that's 5 now, isn't it? Just one passes to get to the other end of the field.
Yes, this is the last one. The kick will come in here from Brett Finch. It goes high. They're looking for Richards down this side. Oh, and I think Blanche almost paid the penalty then of allowing Richards to get the ball over the top of him. But Blanche, to his credit, as soon as Richards' boots hit the ground, watch, tackles him and over the touchline. Great defence, as it turns out, from Damien Blanche.
But very fortunate indeed. He should have anticipated that it was the last tackle. And Blanche was caught out. He should have been a lot deeper. You could see when the kick came to him, he was facing his own line. Good finish with the tackle, yes. But he won't be giving any more confidence to his coach, Trent Robinson, with running in with the ball and you've got your back to the opposition.
Don't you think you should give him some credit for the fact that he allowed Richards to hit the ground and then made a very good tackle?
Yeah, but he should have been in that position in the first place. What about that big hit as well? Duport felt that. They're really bossing them, aren't they?
Can the Dragons make 50 metres with 5 drives to get to the other end of the field? We just, how easy it was for Wigan, wasn't it? But look at the advantage line running and the aggression. When you gain ground without the ball, you know your team are on top.
The answer to that, Phil, is no. They're just all over the shop, Catalan. They're very disappointed.
Or is that very good defence? I think you've got to compliment how fast Wigan have got back on side.
And we've already mentioned the fact that Wigan's defence is far superior, Phil. They're just bossing this game of the home outfit.
Here comes Charnley, Super League's top try scorer, rigorously put to the ground though by Louis Anderson and Gregory Muniz. Now it's Darryl Goulding. Luluai is in there now at the dummy half roll. He gives it to Hansen, who in turn gets it wide to Liam Farrell.
Oh, that was a high shot. Got away with it. Setemata Sarr really swung the arm.
Now to Lachlan. Oh, and that's an intercept, but I think that was flicked. I think that was flicked by Scott Duro. He will go in here, Vincent Duport. The referee will surely take a look at this.
It's a forward pass or offside. Either way, it doesn't matter. This will not be counted. Phil Bentham, the video ref tonight.
Come off Scott Duro.
That's what Scott Duro was trying to prevent the last try.
Now then, Phil, having looked at that slow motion.
Well, can they judge on a forward pass?
No.
So he can only judge on whether he's in front of him at the point of contact, isn't
he can judge whether it's a knock on.
There it is, and that's play on.
He hasn't actually made a pass. The ball's been knocked on, hasn't he?
And he's come from an onside position. I think this will be given. He'll look for... No, they're turning it down. They're not even looking for the... I think they're unfortunate.
I think it was a knock on. And it is no try. It is scrum defence. Defence is Wiggins, of course. But they were quickly on to the possible mistake, weren't they?
Well, it's risk and reward, isn't it? When Duro tries to get that ball, he attempted earlier, didn't he? Got it wrong, and Wigan went to the other end of the field and scored. I guess it's the way that they want to try and handle Wigan when they do this. It's a signature try, a signature move for them, isn't it? They have lots of players coming through, and generally, Brett Finch puts it behind the first man and looks to try and find pacey players like Sam Tompkins around the back.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. It's a bread and butter play that Wigan, and we've seen them score so many tries this year from it. But you can defend it if everybody goes together. And Catalan Dragons have just shown us how to put pressure on. You'll put pressure on the ball carrier, pressure on the pass. You will force errors for Wigan. It's when somebody doesn't get there quick enough, Wigan are too smart for you then.
But that play also in the centre of the field, the centre, Vincent DePaul, he was down the middle. If they could have got that ball out wide, they'd have had a huge overlap.
The threat of Carmont, who has already got 2 tries to his name, is dealt with on that occasion by Duro. There's Tompkins, now it's with Finch, just drops the pass off to Jeff Lima. Matty Smith has come into the fray off the bench. Goes in centre field and finds Finch. Finch then to Lulawai, little drop of the shoulder from Lulawai. Third try for Wigan. And that, I'm afraid, was weak defence from the Catalan Dragons, or was it crafty play from Thomas Lulawai? Depends which colours you are wearing, of course, tonight. But the defence against the possible run from Lulawai that became a probable run and a definite run wasn't up to the mark, and Lulawai over for the third Wigan try.
And that's the reason why Sean Wayne resisted the chance to put Lulawai as a hooker, because he wanted to have the combination with his 2 half-backs. He loves nothing better than to just stand outside Brett Finch. Through the dummy, great handoff, superb handoff to score the try. It wasn't an easy one. It was just a wonderful fend with the left arm.
Anything, boys?
Thomas Lulawai, man of the match in the 2010 Grand Final win against the Saints. He got a try here at Catalan in March. 4th try at playoff level. And Pat Richards lining up the conversion attempt here. A couple of goals in the Grand Final win of 2010, then he went off injured. It was his Achilles, wasn't it, that he tore, ruptured in the Grand Final the week of picking up the Man of Steel award, and then left the field very early. But Wigan went on to claim the trophy, and Richards adds the extras here, and it's 16-0 to the Wigan Warriors. Catalan now have got a lot to do.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Pat Richards? He always seems to get the kicking boots when it matters. But that was great work, wasn't it? The combination, and you've got to pay tribute to Sean Wayne. A lot of people expected Michael McAlorum not being able to play, suspended. They thought that, well, we'll just put Thomas Lulawai in a hooker. Oh, no. Not when you've got the combination that was so fruitful in the start of the season. Finch and Lulawai.
Absolutely, Steve. And the disappointment from Trent Robinson's point of view in that try was that the Catalan Dragons had effectively had nearly a minute break anyway, you know, from the video ref decision. So they've had an opportunity to catch their breath, regather their thoughts, and there wasn't really anything quick around them. You just put that down as poor defence, absolute poor defence, one-on-one.
And Tompkins wants to get on with it. Setematasar holding on to his bootlaces. Could have easily been penalised there. Here is Matty Smith. This is the last tackle now for Wigan. They're just inside Catalan territory. Setematasar making no attempt to clear the ruck, and he's risked the wrath of the referee twice there.
That usually gets penalised, doesn't it, in a regular season round game? But it's lucky for the Dragons it hasn't, because at 16-0 down, they're still alive in this game. I mean, not particularly with the way they're playing, but on the scoreboard there's still a chance if they can get anywhere near the line and fluke a try. But somehow they need to be able to cope, or hope that maybe Wigan can't keep this pace and intensity up for the remainder of this half.
Well, they've been consistently the best side all year. 21 wins, 6 defeats. 4 of those, though, coming here at home. There's a little omen for Wigan, though, coming into this match. Just once in 14 previous seasons of the playoffs have the eventual grand final winners lost their last weekly round game, which Wigan did last week, of course. They have to buck the trend. They have to snub their noses at history if they're going to win at Old Trafford on October the 6th, as far as that's concerned. That's a good kick. Tompkins was content to allow it to drift over the sideline. It wouldn't go.
Go, one.
But he had all the time in the world, didn't he, really? It wasn't as though they was applying any pressure to him.
Offside.
Do you think the Catalan Dragons, Sean, have arrived here content in the knowledge that defeat means nothing? They get another chance at home next week?
Oh, I think there's a different pressure, Eddie, from the top four to the bottom four. We're going to see one bottom four game tomorrow and one on Sunday, aren't we? And I think you see different types of pressure. So I don't think you go into a game thinking, well, if we don't win this, we get another week. But it's certainly in the back of your mind. I know they get an opportunity and they'll be at home and all those sort of things. But that can't distinguish from the fact that they've wanted to come here tonight and win this match and get next weekend off. They'd rather be in that position.
Go. Pass.
Last tackle here, so Tompkins just drills the ball into touch on this near side.
It's basic rugby league football, and Wigan are doing it perfectly. Simple pressure. Tompkins coming in, taking over the role of the kicker. Let's get it down there, just keep turning them around. This Catalan outfit, they'll have to walk back, set the scrum and think it's a long way back up that field they're playing. They've had very few opportunities, Phil.
Same for you, lads.
Wigan just showed, though, with their power, I don't know how, whatever word you want to describe it, with the skill, the strength, or the tactics, they've shown how they've gone 80 metres here, haven't they, in that set there now. I mean, let's just see how, whatever way possible, the Catalan Dragons need to gain ground better.
I would say Sean Wayne, one of those coaches, as a local lad who wears his heart on his sleeve, he looks really relaxed at the moment, doesn't he?
Well, he knows his side are in control. Look, this game can change in a heartbeat, we all know that. But right at the moment, Wigan are in control. I think that the really big thing for Wigan, for me, and they've done it nearly every game all season, is what we've just seen them do offensively, they back it up defensively. And you've just seen this now. They just don't give you any room, they don't give you any space. 3 men in the tackle, give a penalty away as I talk, but that's going to give up some field position. That's probably the only way that Catalans are going to get down the other end of the field.
Sean O'Loughlin leaves the referee with no alternative here but to blow the whistle.
Oh no, you can't argue about the penalty. It's there.
No, everybody thought he was Farrell who was being penalised, but it wasn't. It was the Wigan skipper.
First. Move. Matty.
Will we see this French outfit utilise dummy runners? Got them for offside, not standing square. Doesn't matter.
Penalty try is the usual sequence in Super League.
Well, the last time they went to this end of the field, they didn't even look, did they, like there was going to be a try? They had 10, 11 chances, good play of the balls in this part of the field, but they need somebody with some spark of ingenuity to come up with something.
And again, they're not carrying that ball. They're not respecting it at all.
Here's Greenshields, he'll respect it. Goulding will respect him. Gets him down on the tackle, he plays the ball quickly. That's what the Dragons want. Bosch then turns it inside, and here comes Anderson again.
We know the quality of Scott Deroe and Thomas Bosch, but we've not seen them ask a question of this Wigan defence.
Here's Deroe now, pops it up to Menzies. Menzies escapes the clutches of Matty Smith, but not the best pass. It was straight to Harrison Hansen. He read the script perfectly, and Trent Robinson knows at the moment it is not the Dragons' night.
Yeah, I hope there isn't a little dog somewhere in the region, because he knows his side can play a lot better than this.
Well, his German's just in front of him, Bernard Gauche. Penalty in out for Wigan.
Crafty player,
enthusiastic applause and cheers. Well, ironic cheers from the Wigan faithful.
Yeah, but enthusiastic movement by Sam Tompkins. He wants to get on with it.
Sam.
Yeah, that gets the referee thinking that he wants to get on with it. Remember, we said before the match that we thought that Sam Tompkins, as he did early in the season, would jump into dummy half. If he can catch them quickly, quick play the ball, often he gets a penalty for the first and second markers not standing square.
Now here's the difference, Eddie, in my opinion, with what you'll see between the two sides. I'll probably put the curse on Wigan here and they'll drop the ball on second play or something. But you just see what happens now from a set of six. You've given an opportunity, you've got some field position.
Oh, it's not the second, it's the first.
There you go. I've done it again. That's me for the game, I'm off.
He was a great player, wasn't it? The pass wasn't right, or Richards wasn't in the right spot. Wow, look at that.
The touch judge is supposed to be involved.
Paddy was a bit slow at the blocks.
Touch judge is supposed to catch that and play on.
And again, you know, Trent Robinson will be furious with the way that they're still utilising this sliding defence, even in that position. You saw there that Damien Plant's nowhere. It was in no man's land.
Well, the idea was good. The theory was fantastic. The practice, well,
Well, the only thing, had that play come off and Wigan scored, it was game over. This match was finished as a contest. We only wanted to watch who could play in the remainder of the game and play well. But the Dragons are still hanging in there. That 16-0 advantage. When you go past the magical 18 or 20 number, you're probably in a comfortable zone. But at the moment, Wigan haven't quite put their opponents to bed before half-time.
Not yet, and it's the Catalan Dragons' turn to attack.
Well, I thought they'd be a little bit more influential, the Catalan pack, and I'm afraid it hasn't turned out that way. They've met their match, and they've kept this fella quiet as well, Scott Durow.
And the leading try scorer, Vincent Dupont. No, he was over underneath the sticks for the try that was disallowed, and rightly so. Now then, Durow changes the direction, finds Blanche, and Blanche will hoist it into centre field via the boot. Well claimed. Very well claimed. Tompkins wants to get on with it. I think he collided with Menzies.
Well, it's not a bad option to try to put Sam Tompkins under pressure. Doesn't always look comfortable when he gets underneath the high ball, but he certainly was on that occasion. We've seen him come up with a few errors. They give him half a chance, and he'll repay his coach for any error out on that field of play.
Smith to O'Loughlin. 7 minutes to half-time, 16-0 Wigan. Here's the last. So expect the kick here from Brett Finch again. He'll go angled towards the right-hand side. His right, the Dragons' left, so Millard will run it back. Seems a long time ago, doesn't it? Although it's gone over in a flash since Millard's fantastic last-minute try at St Helens in February.
Back, Sean.
They're capable of producing absolutely wonderful rugby league football, but against a side that is solid in defence. I think Wigan's only missed 1 or 2 tackles so far. Hasn't been many, that's for sure.
Jamal Fakir is on. A veteran of the first ever match between these two in Super League in 2006, and he scored a try on that occasion as well in Perpignan. Muniz and Bosk, good movement. Anderson gets through a couple, he's got support there. Oh, he should maybe have passed it to Greenfield. He doesn't need to. Momentum's taking him home, I think. Louis Anderson. He fooled everybody then. He fooled the entire Wigan defence. They laid off him, they thought the pass was going to Greenshields. So did I. Anderson had other ideas, but does he move the arm? He's miles away from the line. Is that a double movement?
It looks it to me.
Oh, what about his body though, Mike? His body moves as well. His hips and his shoulders move as well. It's not just the arm.
I know
he hasn't stopped. You're right.
He could be given. He is moving.
Try.
But I've seen them turn down.
Look, his upper body ends up over the try line.
Well, we've got to see whether this ball cannon arm hits the deck first, and it does, and it reaches out.
I think they should look at these at real time, don't you?
So do I. It should be given. Let's hope it is.
Let's see. The referee in the video box is Phil Bentham, who gives the try. The momentum took Louis Anderson home. As I say, they were all hanging off and waiting for the pass inside to Greenshields. Something for Trent Robinson to ponder, because his team have been hanging on by bloodied fingernails, really. They were 16-0 down a few moments ago. It's now 16-4 on this kick to come from Scott Durow.
Well, at least they started to get dummy runners and try to get the confusion there. The first time they sucked the defence, he really should have passed. He knows it. He's got away with it. Don't think Sam Tompkins would have stopped Greenshields. Either way, they've got their reward. There's a good build-up. Greg Muniz just sucked in the defenders to get the offload. He had the confidence, reached out, got the nod.
And a few moments ago, it's the perfect 6. And the Catalan Dragons are in the hunt again, 16-6.
Time off.
I don't know if I've ever seen a side as outplayed as this in a first half and just be 10 points behind.
Okay, lads.
It's been the most dominant performance, but just in the last minute or two before that try, Wigan just looked sluggish, didn't they? They had a few carries and they weren't the dominant itself, and then they turned the ball over into a position really which offered the Catalan just a glimmer of hope, and well, all of a sudden now it's changed the complex of the match.
Well, they arrive in good form here on the back of 3 straight victories. Bradford last week, that was in Perpignan, at Castleford and at home to Leeds in August. So 3 wins in a row. Oops, hello, there's a bit of argy-bargy between number 22, Gil Dudson, and his opposite number, Jamal Fakir then.
I think he just hit the shoulder, Eddie. There was any attempt to the face, but good move by Trent Robinson, brought on the big fella Fakir, and also Greg Muniz. But again, a wayward pass.
Was from Duro. Duport picks up the pieces though. Last one here for the Dragons. Henderson. Infield it goes to Bosk. Here's Duro. Important kick over the top of Josh Charnley. Good kick too. Measured. Finds touch on that far side.
And a good opportunity now to apply that pressure. Maybe just dislodge the ball over the top of Charnley. That is a great kick.
Yes, the Dragons will hunt the mistake, won't they?
Yeah, and interesting to note that Trent Robinson, the coach, has changed a few things. He's sent Thomas Bosk into first receiver, which is normally Scott Duro, and he's pushed Duro further out wide. It's a good tactic.
Last 3 minutes.
The referee has just told the players 3 minutes to go, and they're taking their time forming the scrum.
Yeah, well, Wigan certainly aren't bothered about where the clock at the moment. They just want to do what Catalan Dragons have just done and actually complete a set. But I think it's important to remind everybody that Catalan Dragons are a side that can score from anywhere at any time. And once they get that confidence for that first try, they're a side that will promote the ball, they will pass, they will try a little kick through, all sorts of things.
Penalty though goes against Ian Henderson. He held down Pat Richards just too long. Richards convincing the referee he was trying to get to his feet, and of course he was.
Henderson claiming that O'Loughlin was holding the arm and the shirt. Didn't fool the official.
They're doing the best to slow the Wigan momentum down though, aren't they? Smith on halfway, gives it to Luluai. Oh, and there's a player just hit the deck there. A collision off the ball. Harrison Hansen it is. Looked worse than it does now just a second or two ago. It was Setimat Assar, I think, who tackled Harrison Hansen, expecting him to get the ball. It didn't come.
Well, to be fair, Hansen was running into him.
Yeah, he's not got the ball. Yeah, he's not got the ball. You've hit him.
Whether Setimat Assar has actually got the penalty, but
this is the penalty try scenario here that could just ruin the half-time talk for Trent Robinson. 2 penalties have taken Wigan upfield, and they are the best team in this competition at hurting their opponents before the half-time hooter.
Well, let's see what they can conjure up here. Finch gives it wide to Carmont. There seems always danger down this left flank for Wigan, and Catalan Dragons have doubled up on their numbers to try and keep him out, which they do on that occasion. Smith then gets it to Dudson, who drives the ball forward again, the Welsh international.
Sam Tompkins out wide on that right. He'll come on the second phase.
Short ball from Finch. Good ground made. And Ben Flower will get to his feet and play it. There is Finch. There's Luluai. And there's a try for Darryl Goulding. Well, penalty. And just before half-time, Wigan do what they do so often. They score the try, and one script now has to be ripped up by Trent Robinson, and he has to begin on another one for the half-time speech.
This has come about by sheer patience by the Wigan side. No panic, no rush. Just get herself into a good position. Great pass, wasn't it? See how Thomas Luluai, notice how Sam Tompkins comes on the outside. They think Tompkins is going to get it. It isn't. It's a man called Darryl Goulding that comes in on the angle. Where's Sam? That's all they're looking for. And he's gone. Setimat Assar thought that Tompkins was going to get it. And this guy squeezes in for another try.
Setimat Assar also thought Harrison Hansen was going to get it. And Harrison Hansen didn't get the ball, but he got the tackle all right. Trent Robinson's on his way down. As Phil rightly said, it's going to be a totally different half-time talk now that they've conceded that try. And you wouldn't back against Richards from slotting this one over. Expensive penalty conceded by Setimat Assar on the right of your screen there. Goulding's try, he played and scored in the 2010 Grand Final. He missed last year's playoffs though, Goulding. Very much back in the fold in 2012 under Sean Wayne. And here comes Richards.
Back on.
It's academic really. The shot from Richards increases the lead, 22 points to 6. They were back in it at 16-6. It just drifts away from them ever so slightly again.
Good, solid, hard work, put them in a good position, and they know they've got the quality. There was Sedimar Assar just getting the shoulder in, they got the penalty, and from there, quite happy to score a try. They're in command, 22 points to 6.
Yes, they are in playoffs. Somebody